And we have returned. It's We've Got Nothing, episode 5, after a week's hiatus. God knows why we weren't here, but we're about to find out. I'm Francis Leach. I'm with Craig Harper. Hello, Craig.
Hello, champion. How are you?
Hey, I'm well. And the great Bianca Chatfield, who looks like she's just come straight from the ONJ physical video.
Do you like it? My fluoro's on today?
No leg warmers, though.
No leg warmers.
Does anyone wear leg warmers at your new gym?
No, nobody. I don't think you're allowed in, are you, if you've got leg warmers on?
Craig.
You know, there's actually a gym in Melbourne somewhere, or it might be Sydney, that does, it's purely, someone will correct me, but purely 80s classes. So it's like old school. So it's all,
pretty cool though.
You know, grapevine and step touch, and that's all they do. They don't do anything post MC Hammer.
And just ONJ 24/7.
Yeah, boom.
Can you believe, Craig Harper, that I'm a gym owner?
How ironic that we're sitting here and I don't own a gym.
And I do.
And you own a gym. How is that?
It actually makes me laugh.
Well, tell people what.
Yeah, so F45, I think we've mentioned it before on here. So group fitness, high intensity interval training. And we've just opened one myself, Josh Gibson, Lee and Andrew Russell, down on the Mornington Peninsula in Mornington. And so we had our first week last week. So I was getting up at 5:30 and going to the first class and loving it because I love doing it. So I think that's the main thing. Because I love doing it. So I go there, do it, and then get to meet all the members. And that's what I'm finding really cool, is getting to know everybody that's in there.
People who live under a rock, who's Josh Gibson and who's Lee Russell? And
so Josh Gibson, kind of a good footy player. He's won 3 premierships with the Hawthorn. Still currently playing. I'm the retired athlete in the group. And Lee Russell is the mind coach on Foxtel's TV show The Recruit. Yeah. She also has done a lot of work in high performance sports. So whether it's been counselling athletes and building people and culture at Essendon Footy Club about 5 years ago, before all the drama happened. And Andrew Russell is the elite performance manager at Hawthorn Footy Club. So he pretty much does all the strength and conditioning and everything. So when we put the group together, we thought, why not have people that have those expertise in different areas and try and see what we can do with it.
You could have warned Bianca about the joys of what it is to be a gym owner. A wonderful a range of personalities you will encounter along the way.
Look, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, don't worry. I rang Craig a few times going, do I do it? Do I not do it? And you were cancelling me through the process.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like if you have any business where there's more than 5 people, maybe even less, but you're going to have stuff because you've got egos, attitudes, personalities, beliefs, histories, opinions, ideas, standards, values, and nobody's identical, and so you just put all that in the mix and try not to fuck it up.
And also my family are all down there, so my sister's going to be a trainer, and I'm like, oh gosh, this could be a real headache having everyone involved.
Okay, here's my advice on that, right? Like from day one with your family, you need to go, here's how it's going to work. Because you can't undo it in a year.
No.
If you create a precedent that they all buy into that, and along the way you're going, oh God, I've got to have a talk to her, and then all of a sudden it's June 2017, you're hammered.
Yeah. Well, Lee and I both own the Ignition Project together, which is our leadership business. So we're kind of going through we're practicing what we're preaching to everybody else and making sure that we try as hard as we can to set it up properly from the start. So like that, have those hard conversations. If you're going to work for us, this is what we expect from you. Same with people that we've got in training for nothing at the moment. We're like, if you're training for nothing, then we expect you to do this for us and help us promote the business. And so lots of conversations, which I'm sure will continue on for a long time to come.
Oh, congratulations on getting it up and running. And Mornington, where is it exactly in Mornington?
209 Mornington Tybe Road in Mornington. So you can go onto the website f45training.com.au/Mornington and see the schedule, price classes, all of that. So you'll be able to check it all out. And
price classes or class prices.
Yeah. And you can do a 2-week free trial. So you can go as many times as you like in 2 weeks for nothing. So you get to see what it's like.
How would Harps cope?
Is there anything heavy to lift there?
Yes,
that's basically the question.
There is heavy things to lift. There's 30 kilo dumbbells.
I think you'd go better than me, Frankie, because you're fit.
No, you're coming down. You're both coming down to do a class.
Yeah, I think we're busy.
No, you're coming down. I'm telling you.
I will definitely come down.
Do you know the funny thing about starting and growing a business? Well, we'll come together. The funny thing about starting and growing a business is that it doesn't have as much to do with the business as you think. Of course, you need strategies and protocols and business plans and systems. You need all of that.
Yeah.
But if all of that's 9.5 out of 10, but you get the people stuff 2 out of 10, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And that's why, it's really...
So how do you set the cornerstone in place to make sure you get the right people? If you've got all that other stuff ready, because you've done the preparation and you've done you've market tested, you've done you'd say in Bianca's situation, you've probably done the demographics on who's living in the suburb and who to target and how to target, and you've got to get the right people to execute it.
Yeah.
How do you get that right?
Yeah.
What would you do?
So it's largely about leadership. If you have shit leadership, you're stuffed. So you need leaders who have got great business skills, great business sense, but high EQ. So emotional intelligence is paramount in leadership on the netball court, on the footy field, in corporate life, in the army, I'm sure, on some level. Like, you just need to be able to be a good communicator. You need to be able to sort shit out, and you need to be able to have fearless conversations with empathy.
Now, there's your problem, because I reckon in the contemporary world, the fearless conversation is the one thing people drive or run across 5 lanes of busy traffic to avoid.
Yes, they do, don't they?
Absolutely, they do. So how can you skill people up to do that? If people have been reluctant to do it in the past, can you teach people to be brave?
Yeah, I think you can, but I think it's also about how you go about it. There's a big difference between telling someone they're fat, right? Which I'm not suggesting anyone does, but also talking to somebody about helping them, get in shape or change their body composition, or you're saying the same thing. But it depends on how you approach it. Also depends on, like, for example, if I ever saw any of my trainers doing things on the floor that I didn't like, which happened daily, just because of the volume of sessions and trainers, I would never, unless it was life-threatening, I would never walk up and address that then.
Yeah.
I would wait till that was done and dusted. No one was looking. The moment had passed, and I'd say, chatters,
FYI.
can you just duck over here for a sec? Or, hey, mate, can I have a word to you? And they would only have about 20 seconds to get anxious. Yeah. Because I definitely wouldn't walk up after what they didn't say, come and see me at the end of the session.
Because that's humiliating,
isn't
it, in front of the client?
So then I would say, okay, and it depends a lot on the personality too, and we see this with AFL coaches, but, I would say, all right, here's 5 things you're doing well, and here's 1 thing that you didn't do well today, so you need to fix it. The end. Yeah. There's no saga.
No, that's
These are the reasons why I don't like it, but that's okay. I like you. You just stuffed up. Don't do that again. Do you understand why I'm saying this? Yeah. Because if you do that, then this is how you'll be perceived by people. And in a business, like I used to always say, one of the things I always was addressing in the personal training space is the nature of the relationship. I'm always going, they're not your friends. Yeah. You're friendly, you're generous, but you're professional. They're your client, you're the trainer. You're a fitness professional. You don't hang out, you don't do coffee, you don't do lunch. Like, this is not the role of a personal trainer or a fitness professional. Yeah.
And you'll probably agree with me, Frankie. Well, you may or may not, but we both used to train at Harper's when Craig owned that gym. And the first thing you notice as soon as you walk up those stairs was the vibe of the place. Like, straight away, I always found the trainers were right into it, and the trainers were always saying hello to you, even though they weren't training me. Yeah. They were all just up and about, and that's what I love the most. And that's what I've been kind of telling our trainers, that the vibe to me is so important.
Energy.
Yeah. The thing I most thought when I walked up those stairs was, at some point in the next hour, Craig's going to get me running up and down and carrying 20 kilos in each hand. Would usually be the one, but other than that, that was always the best moment walking up those stairs, because the rest of the walk up those stairs usually hurt.
Yeah,
when you were just carrying yourself, that was the bonus.
All those back stairs that you couldn't breathe when you were running up and down.
But isn't it? What do you reckon the percentage of people who? I don't even know this. I've got an idea, but I'm not sure. The percentage of the people who don't exercise, and by exercise I mean structured exercise, not incidental.
What, in the wider community?
Yeah, in Australia. Someone will tell us. I got a feeling it's like 12% exercise consistently.
That's it?
I got a feeling, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
As in, go, right, I'm going to do some exercise.
Rather than incidentally being...
Yeah, rather than, I'm building a house, I'm expending, or
like
I'm walking,
us who
but...
dedicate
Well,
time.
who are all these people that, when you see the Run for the Kids or one of those marathons, there's there's 20,000 people running out there.
Yeah.
So there's people are out there doing it, aren't
they?
Yeah.
I think it might be that number that consistently does something, but I think there's a kind of a rolling group that's starting and stopping.
So is there a cycle you're saying, do it for 4 or 5 weeks, have a short-term goal, wedding, blah, blah, blah. Get over that, pull the ripcord, and then look in the mirror one day, have a sense of self-loathing, go through that cycle again, and find yourself.
It's called body image Groundhog Day. You know, it's like...
And we all live with that a bit, don't we?
A little bit.
I was going to ask you, did either of you watch the Michelle Bridges Australian Story?
I watched bits of it, yeah.
Yeah, did you watch it, Craig?
I've got to check it out.
You know, I got interviewed about something else yesterday and I got asked about this exact same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think about Michelle saying that she's never met a morbidly obese person that is happy?
Look, well, I don't know, but I have, right?
I don't agree with that at all.
I've met people that are overweight that would be categorised by BMI as being morbidly obese, who are pretty happy, pretty content, pretty calm, pretty functional. I've also met people who are absolute glamours, guys and girls who are lean and ripped and rock hard with abs and bloody veins and stuff going on, who are miserable, dysfunctional, pains in the bum. Not that one necessarily equals the other, but, you know, I think there's, and I said this yesterday, I said, there's a relationship between physiology, psychology and emotion, and, you know, we're an integrated system. So if we got Bianca Chatfield who, let's say you weigh X and in some alternate reality you weighed X plus 50% and everything else was the same in your world, I'd say you wouldn't be as happy, only because carrying 40 kilos more than you need of non-functional weight is hard. So life's hard. Getting out of bed's hard.
Yeah.
Getting out of the car's hard. Moving is hard. So from that point of view, I get it. But to say that, you know...
To generalise in that way, I think, is actually self-serving.
Yeah.
It's a way of self-validating her choices, which are you know, entirely legitimate. She's enormously successful, and no doubt she's had a significantly valuable impact on a number of lives. But I don't think that's fair. I know lots of people who battle with their weight, but I think live healthy, productive, really rich lives and love the people in their life and enjoy life. And I don't think that you can generalise. And I'm sure there are circumstances where people who have those issues with weight, that problem is a manifestation of an emotional, psychological issues they're dealing with. But I don't think you can generalise that it always is, that one leads to the other. I think that's really unfair. And hearing that, if you are living that and you hear that, I think that's an incredibly damaging thing to say.
Yeah. She's almost telling people you can't possibly be happy.
Which I think is incredibly self-serving, because it serves to function the industry that she's working in and the philosophy that she's selling. And it's actually, when I think about it, it's actually quite cynical, I feel, whether she's aware of it or not.
A very black and white person too. You know, you're either fat or you're not. Like, and that's how she seems to operate. And that's what The Biggest Loser is all about. Like, they're constantly at them, you know, until they lose weight. Like, they can't be accepted until they lose all that weight.
Well, the approach that they, and full disclosure, I used to do back in the day, I used to answer questions for them as one of their experts for about 2 years. Maybe 5 years ago on their website. But I think for me, the problem with that show is that what we see anyway, is that it's largely all about the physical.
Yes.
Right? It's all about carbs and calories and weight, energy in, energy out. And, you know, we know that getting in shape really is largely an emotional and psychological process with a physical consequence, you know, and that there are so many layers and so many issues and so many variables to go, oh, that equals that. It's pretty ignorant.
Yeah.
And I think that like, when you think about why you used to like to come to Harper's and why people will love to come to your place, it's not even a physical reason. It's a social, emotional, psychosocial reason in that, it's just cool there. There's good energy. Yeah. The people are cool. Yeah. I like it. Da-da-da-da.
What I used to know about going there was that I knew that I would be challenged to try and push myself all the way every time I came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could trust that was going to happen, and it would be fun to do it.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of, and you're right, because it was an emotional and psychological challenge. And I remember when I first started working with Craig, as you know, he kindly took me under his wing. I was overweight and really struggling, and I would get there and feel physically ill before I started training. Yeah. But I always felt, even, you know, because I knew what was coming, but I always felt that it was worth it.
Yeah.
Because it would always be not only rewarding in the long term, but I really enjoyed that experience, being shepherded through by Craig and training with some great people that he was training with. And it was really, really rewarding beyond just the physical rewards.
And I reckon this is going to sound almost ironic coming from me, but I think we focus too much on the physical, like even in gyms.
Yeah.
That sounds funny, but I think let's teach people how to think differently.
Yeah.
Let's teach people how to make better decisions. Let's teach people how to, and I know we're not all psychologists and dietitians, but we can still have meaningful conversations. You don't need to be have a PhD in clinical psychology to go, hey, all that self-loathing, that I'm fat, I'm useless, it's not great. It's not great. Let's reframe things a little bit, just so that we're actually empowering people rather than going, right, this is what you need to eat, Diane, and I'm going to weigh you in 4 weeks. Rather than that, go, let's talk about your relationship with your body.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your relationship with food. So on Monday, you're going, I want to change this, do that. And on Tuesday, you're eating 9 pounds of chocolate. So there's no judgment in that. Let's just have a chat about that, right?
Because there's a bit of an issue.
Yeah, because unless you want to be waking up in 5 years in the same body or worse, then we need to figure out all the underlying stuff, because your problem is not your body. Your consequence is the body. It's all the other stuff. And, and like you said, Francis, there's so many variables with genetics and all of that stuff, but you still have to realise it's not about, screaming at a fat person on the treadmill. No. Which is what we've seen at times on television. Speaking of food and the like.
Coffee.
Today is the day, I'm saying this, today is the day, Melissa, that I have given up equal.
Oh. Okay.
I thought you were going to say coffee, and I'm like, are you sure?
Because I am on the equal methadone sugar program. So
I just had...
Why?
Because it's shit.
But also, I can't even believe you would have equal.
I know.
That to me... is not Craig Harper.
I know.
Because inside there's a guy with a sweet tooth. Don't be fooled by the big muscles. There's a little cheesecake.
Fat little kid
cheesecake eating little guy in there.
Don't worry about that. You can say fat kid.
Artificial sweeteners are so bad.
I know, but I'm like him. I use it, and I've got to stop. Tell me what.
Just tell me real sugar.
I was actually listening to another podcast, clearly not as good as this one.
They're trying that.
About it's actually a guy called Brendan Schaub, who's an ex-UFC fighter, and he just went because he was a sugar addict, and he like sugar addict.
What would he do? What was his?
Everything. He would just sit and watch TV and eat like a kilogram of lollies,
and then train like for 5 hours.
Yeah. But he's a retired UFC fighter now, and he does blah blah blah. But still trains all the time. But I heard him talking, and I'm nowhere near that. But he just stopped cold turkey.
Ooh, painful.
Everything. Like not even bread. Like no potatoes, no rice. Like so he's gone. Which I'm not suggesting that. But he says he says I've never in my life ever felt like I feel. I'm like I've got to get rid of. Not that I'm not a junk food person, but I do give the Pepsi Max a nudge. Equal a nudge.
See, that's what I had glandular fever probably about 10 years ago now, and through uni, through everything, I don't drink coffee, but I was always relying on Coke Zero or Diet Coke, and I was having like one, maybe 2 a day, even more when I was studying. And anyway, I got sick with glandular. That was one thing that I was reading all these articles about how bad it is for your immune system. So for girls, the more artificial sweetener you have, the imbalance of your hormones that it creates, which then is this vicious cycle. And once I gave it up, I felt so much better. My body just operated better, performed better. I couldn't believe it.
And the scary thing is we don't know about that shit really. We know a little bit. If you want to scare yourself, just Google sweetener. It's 950 and 951, I think. 950 and 951.
Like the preservative, is that what you mean?
Yeah,
on the ingredients?
They're an artificial sweetener.
Right, okay.
And they're in most soft drinks.
Yeah.
You could show some of the potential consequences or some of the potential ailments and or diseases attached to that stuff, like all these neurological things and disorders and cancers. I'm like, God.
Yeah, okay.
No good.
I'm going to bin it as soon as I go home.
Bin it.
What's your...
You just got to tough it out. Takes about a week.
I've got to break up with Coke Zero.
Yeah,
definitely got to break up with Coke Zero because it's I I used to love soft drink. I would never drink. I can't remember the last time I went near a can of actual Coke because it just looked at it and just think that's a can of sugar.
Yeah.
Dear Coke Zero. I'm breaking up with you.
I'm Dear
Love
Coke Zero.
Francis.
Yeah. It's not me.
And
it's not me. It's you, you fucker. You're killing me.
You cancerous piece of shit. You addictive
What do you replace
bitch.
it with?
I don't know. Oh, look, I was just in the shop the other
tea?
day.
Do you
I drink
sparkling
coffee
water?
and then I've got sparkling water. Sounds good.
Yeah,
that sounds like the go.
You need something like that because you can't just stop because
yeah.
you'll
right.
get
You
to
need
that
bubbles.
stage where you need something.
I need the bubble.
Yeah, because you know what? You white knuckle it for 3 days and go, fuck it.
Yeah. Sparkling water and then put a bit of apple juice or something in it. That's quite nice.
Yeah, I've got to do something because it's just got to stop.
Yeah.
And because on this problem doing breakfast radio, you tend to drink more coffee, which I'm not happy about. So I'm limiting myself to 3 a day at the moment.
Oh,
I know. I've got to get that down.
Do you think that's a lot?
Yes.
This body's a temple over
you're
here.
a health nut.
No, but I don't like coffee. I'll have an espresso occasionally more because I just want the feeling of it. I don't want the...
Yes.
I hate the taste
of
it.
Yeah, it's hard because breakfast, you sort of... Anyway, so I've
Buy
got
yourself some no-dos.
Yeah.
What about... What
It's
about
like a meerkat. You'll be like, fucking how good's this?
what about green tea?
4 a.m.
What?
I want to be up at 3.
Yeah, F45 now starting at 3 a.m. on the peninsula. No-dos, anyone?
What about green tea, Frankie?
Oh, come on.
Come on. I know, boys.
Oh, how about
boring.
a wet lettuce leaf, Bianca?
No, get on it. The caffeine
I like
content.
peppermint tea.
Yeah, but that's got no caffeine in
No,
it.
green tea makes
If you're
you
drinking
impotent.
Coke
Does it?
Zero,
There you go. You
does
cannot
it really?
No.
I was prepared to believe.
He's like, that's research.
Yeah, done.
He's a scientist.
No, please add some green tea into your world.
Okay.
Okay, you'll get caffeine from it. It will replace your Coke Zero, maybe not as much as coffee.
There ain't much caffeine in green tea.
There is.
Is
To the point where I'm like jittery if I have too much.
you really?
Yeah.
Your body's
do some more research. I'll bring some
just
more
use
research
Craig.
to the table, or I'll make it up. But
You mean Wikipedia's not the best source?
hey,
Good old
I, use
Wikipedia. I
it,
like
who cares?
Wikipedia.
Oh,
Oh dear. Now, before we got on, you were ready to take a long run at something.
Lots of stuff.
What was your? Let's open the
Sorry.
door.
Oh, the weather. No, I don't talk about the weather, but it's warm in Melbourne today. It's late April, and it's 25 degrees. I'm not happy about it. I love it. I find it deep.
Why are you loving
I
it?
know I love the weather. Let's separate this out. I love being able to wear shorts and t-shirt at this stage of the year and walking the dog in the park.
What don't you love, mate?
I'm unsettled by it. It's wrong. It shouldn't be warm.
Is it like an eerie
shouldn't be
feeling
warm.
you get as to
Frankie,
what's going on in
Frankie,
the world?
adapt or die, brother.
It's
Or
it's
embrace
it's climate change lived in the real world, and I find it deeply unsettling, and I'm not happy about it.
What about yesterday?
We had a summer that was
Our 27 viewers are going, what?
It's just, and you'll have climate change denialists who deny the overwhelming power of the science that says it is. Some people still believe it doesn't exist. It's so real. And we have a very warm and humid summer as well this year and
Which
last
is
few years.
amazing.
It's just strange.
But it
When you're
wasn't
messing
so
with the
hot,
weather, who are we to mess with the weather?
But hang on, yesterday
As a species, God, we're shit.
you tweeted that you'd had enough of the footy, so you're going to go
I
and
went out-
enjoy a walk around the town.
I loved it.
So there you go. You were enjoying the weather.
And I was spooked the whole way around.
You're going, were you just walking going, this is not right?
It's not right.
It's not right.
It's
This
not
is-
right.
Because I checked Twitter and I had just finished
Oh,
walking
that
the
game,
lap of the
yeah,
town as
fuck.
well.
Game
And I
was
was
so
like,
rubbish,
it's a
I went for a
perfect
walk.
time to get outside. More people should be active. More than 12% should be active in this weather.
Welcome back to Overthinkers Are Us. I'm
Yeah.
Francis Leach.
But don't you find it strange?
Just embrace it, mate.
What, just go
Embrace it. Just go, it's sunny.
Yeah.
Good. You thinking about it ain't changing
Seas
it.
are rising a couple of centimetres a year. Everyone living down the road in Hampton.
Probably won't affect
Yeah, that's
you in your life.
that's right.
In your lifetime, though.
But won't somebody think of the children?
We don't have children, so that's what we're not.
We've got too many people on the planet. Let's wash a few away. Let's drown a few.
Natural selection
I'm
by
kidding.
natural selection by swimming.
That's
I
right.
find it very
Don't
odd.
buy near the coast. That's the take-home message.
Absolutely not. So I'm a little bit freaked out. Just a
Well,
little
you
bit
know,
freaked out by
It's,
that.
You personally probably can't change that.
Well, that's interesting. There you go. Do you not take on the individual personal responsibility to change your habits to have some impact because, from little things, big things grow, or do you just go, stuff it, I can't change it. Let me buy an old-fashioned air conditioner and turn it on full the whole time until I burn a hole in the ozone layer again. Or just buy all those old aerosol cans and just spray them into the sky and get this whole fucking thing over with.
While driving my F100.
And eating your hamburger out of your styrofoam.
Do you drive a Prius?
Oh, no, I don't.
Well, you could be making a difference there.
Do you ride a push bike?
I do. Yes, I do. I catch the tram a lot. I'm still a public transport person.
Oh, that's good. I'm not.
There you go. One back at you.
You would crank out
do anything for the environment?
your carbon emissions would be through the roof.
I wouldn't. Now you've got a bigger footprint than an elephant. The old carbon footprint.
Especially with that high fibre diet you're on.
Yeah.
Right, you cut out caffeine and I'll look after the environment a bit more.
Yeah, good. We've got a deal.
Well, no, I reckon 3 coffees a day is fine.
Is it?
It is not.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
It is not.
How many are you on?
Authorised by me. I have 3. And
With equal?
My nervous system's gone right. I think we overthink it.
Yeah, we do.
Three's all right. I remember I was talking to the Ox, who is Francis's on-air partner at Summer Sport. He was telling me, like, when he can't remember the exact order, but he was a gambler.
His series of addictions.
So he went through lollies. He went from smoking.
Yeah, so I could do it for you. So the great
do it
man,
chronologically.
he was one of Australia's great problem gamblers and burnt through money.
Also great footballer.
Before
that.
Well,
simultaneously.
But he dealt with that addiction brilliantly and he manages the addiction and hasn't bet for over 10 years. But in the interim time, soon after he came to terms with that, he swapped that for a range of other niche addictions, which included drinking about 20 cups of coffee a day.
Oh, gosh.
From none.
None.
Like he'd never had coffee, and he was up to, literally 20.
I was working with him at the time, and then he was smoking at that time. It was a crossover. So he was smoking like a chimney, and then he gave that up. And his way of giving that up was to start smoking cigarillos, those cigars.
Oh, my
gosh. He thought, I won't smoke 20 cigarettes a day, but I might have 5 of these, which became 10, which became even worse for him. And I think he finally gave that up. So I think he's home free now.
There was also lollies.
Lollies, yes, lollies.
He went through a period of eating, a million calories.
Does he train? Does he go
he's
to the
looking pretty
gym?
good, the Ox, these days. Yeah, he's looking after himself
He's
a bit.
a very big unit. So he carries... I reckon he's been at stages up around 130.
Yes, he
Last
has.
time I saw
Not
him,
there
he's
anymore.
Probably around 108 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Which he's 6'4". So
if he is going to wear those lurid blue golf pants, he doesn't want to look like John Daly. He had to strip a few kilos because he plays a lot of golf.
No.
He does like a blue pant when he plays golf.
What's your addiction of any nature, if anything?
Probably green tea.
Oh, the virtue of that.
Wow.
Exercise, I reckon, too.
Oh, give us a
that's
break.
not good. Like, it's not good. I don't think chocolate, too.
Feeding stray puppies.
Helping
the
homeless.
elderly.
Not helping the
I'm
environment.
addicted to that.
That's
I'm
right.
addicted to not helping the
Working on the
environment.
streets of Melbourne on Saturday night, just giving out blankets.
What would you like me to be addicted to? Come on. Should I start betting?
Cocaine, sex, something interesting.
Okay, all right. I'll work on that.
I don't know, could
Sorry,
you?
so I can bring more to the table.
Well.
What a boring bitch.
What about for you at the moment?
It's just sweetener, I think,
Equal.
is the...
Equal.
But I have opened the door on eating a little bit of junk lately. I've had a couple of...
Have you?
What would be your junk?
Yes, I love hearing this.
Yeah.
Mr. Straighty 180 over here.
Straighty 180. Well, I don't eat things like cake or biscuits or all that stuff.
Chocolate? You just have bit
You
of
know
No,
you
chocolate?
don't eat chocolate, don't
You
eat
know
cake,
you
don't
want
eat
to.
biscuits, don't eat soft drinks. No, not really. But I have had a couple of hamburgers lately.
Oh, really?
A couple of hamburgers.
Do you like grilled? I quite like grilled.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Low
don't
carb
mind.
super bun.
So
do you
grilled-
get that?
You don't get that one.
Yeah, I
do you?
do.
Yeah,
Is that the one with the?
Tastes a little bit like a thong with a patty in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that
I
the
love
one with
it.
the pretend piece of cardboard on top
Yeah,
and bottom?
that's it.
Why
I
bother?
love it.
Why bother?
Because I love it.
Yeah.
It's got
Well,
coconut oil in it. You can taste the
there's a
coconut.
joint just down the road here that I don't even want to say this.
Come on.
Come on,
Everyone's
Craig.
friends.
Well, pretty good. Well, I've had a couple of hamburgers with hamburger, egg, onion, no cheese, bun, no butter. So I'm an excitement machine. I take one top off the bun, but I have the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, I nearly eat my fingers getting it in. I eat it and I'm like, I want to run back and get another one. I go, just give yourself 20 minutes. Just give yourself 20 minutes.
About chips with that?
No.
Yeah, nah. The fat 14-year-old wakes from his slumber and goes, hey!
Back, baby.
Yeah.
The
I
gateway
love
drug.
it. You're embracing life.
Yeah, well,
and
you know.
you've changed your hair. What are you doing? This is the new Craig Harper.
I can't join this conversation.
I'm all about the change. Do you know what someone said? Well, okay, so we did a gig, Melissa and I and a couple of hundred other people did a gig in Melbourne on the 12th, was it? Yeah. Of what, April? March? And I cut my hair that day and I haven't cut it since. But that's not that long. It's like 6 weeks. But like literally 6 weeks ago, my hair was 1 millimetre long. But my hair grows like bamboo. And and I thought, I just didn't cut it. I normally cut it every 10 days-ish, and I just didn't cut it. And I thought, I'll cut it next week. And then I went, because I haven't had hair. Have you ever known me with hair?
No, I don't think so.
No, I haven't had hair since I was 30.
So how long are we growing it?
Well, I'm going to get the whole Daniel Boone thing going on.
I don't even know who that is.
I think you need the Morville mullet. Would be
Who's Daniel Boone?
You mean David Boone?
Daniel Boone was a man.
Oh, that Daniel Boone.
He was like
He had a raccoon on his head.
I've got no idea. Hang on, I'm just going to
I don't know.
I'm just going to Google so I can join in this conversation.
I don't know. I think, what are your thoughts, honestly? Don't tell me.
Silver Fox.
Because I think with you're a little bit like, nah. Because when you first saw me today, you went, oh.
No,
your hair.
I'll be honest. I don't mind it. I just, straight away, I was like, there's something different. And I couldn't pick it.
Right.
And then it was your hair. But I don't mind it like that. I wouldn't grow it like really long.
No.
That would be quite disturbing. Is that old mate you're talking about?
Show
that could be him. It could be any one of a 19th century portrait figure.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll take that under advisement and move forward accordingly.
I don't have that option.
Yeah, I'll tell you when it's getting too long.
When did you start realising you were follically
Should
challenged?
we just show the world?
Oh.
There we go.
So I had a shave this morning.
I tell you what, I was looking at you when you came in. You were just pristine today.
You do need to be careful at 4 a.m. when you're shaving your hair because there is the danger when you fall asleep that
Do you actually just do it with a razor?
Cut your ears off. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
How often do you have to do that?
Oh, every couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you fight it for a while? Did you go, no, fuck
No,
it,
I knew.
Did you go,
yes.
hey, yeah?
Yeah.
No.
No.
At what age did you go?
Oh, sort of late 30s. It was really quite apparent that it was not going to be growing with any great luster anymore. And I went, what the hell? Let's get that cut off.
Yeah.
Let's. And I've always found that interesting that some people look good with a fake hair in their head. And I just would feel.
I don't know about that.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there like laser treatment that grows the hair back, or is it actually just fake hair?
It does look like they've got a plantation in their head.
Well, can I say a friend?
Yeah.
Yes, you
say.
can.
Go.
You have to now.
A friend of mine.
This is the vault, remember?
A friend of mine has hair transplants,
Yeah.
and they actually take a bit of hair and skin from somewhere.
A skin?
Yeah, and do like almost a
They want
so somewhere
graft,
else
like
on
a
the
graft.
body.
Yeah, no.
Or someone
like
else's body.
from somewhere where it's growing.
a cadaver.
Yeah,
You could be growing
that's
a
what I'm
dead
thinking.
person's
And
hair.
they literally sew this person's own hair. And I mean, it takes... He's been in, I think, 3 or 4 times, and they will spend a whole day, a team of people,
Wow.
and it costs about $12,000,
Whoa.
I think.
But does he look good?
Well, yeah, he's got a whole bunch of hair, but it's, I mean...
You want to make sure they take that stuff in the right place. You end up with the merkin on your hair with all this curly hair from your pubic hair.
That's right, yeah. Down this side you have,
No.
yeah, that's right.
Not good.
But it's definitely their hair.
Yeah, it's his hair.
It's not like
it's
girls
his hair.
when we get hair extensions.
No.
Somebody
It's
else's
his
hair
own
that
hair
grow
that
for us.
they sew it into you. It's like a
Oh, right.
surgical thing.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not like
okay.
rubbing
It's
Rogaine
not like
into you.
clipping in other hair.
Rogaine.
Rogaine.
What was that supposed to work?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's some.
It gave you know.
Craig uses it all the time, can't you?
Yeah,
Joe?
that's right. I use and recommend it. Rogaine.
Is that the colour thing? Is it?
No, Rogaine is. I don't know. I think it's. I think they rub it in and it promotes hair growth. I think.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've got alopecia on my arm, so I've got a weird situation going.
gosh, you do
I
too.
don't know. And everyone looks at it like I'm a freak because it grows under here, and I can't give a shit. I really
know,
I
I
can't
wouldn't either
control
about
it. I don't care, but people are freaked out.
Yeah.
Did you shave your arms? Oh yeah. That's what I did.
Yeah, just
I
just a
shaved my
couple.
arms because I thought this looks fantastic. It's funny how I saw.
I would never have noticed that if you
There you
hadn't
go.
told us.
I know. I just realised you've got
I'm a
hairy elbows
freak.
as well.
I know.
Wow.
It grows in all the wrong places.
Wow.
And as you get older as a man, it grows in your ears.
Yeah, your nose, your ears turn into dinner plates.
It's
Yeah,
just,
your
Oh.
head shrinks a bit.
does your head shrink? Does
Super
it?
sexy.
Super sexy.
Tiny bit. Your ears get bigger, your head gets a tiny bit smaller.
Surgery's sounding very appealing right about now.
Pretty
Get
soon
onto the
you
laser hair removal. Get rid of it all.
I could be like a cyclist and just wax myself entirely.
Have you ever considered?
Because the young people don't like body hair. Have you
No.
noticed that?
No.
Like any.
What is that? You're the youngest. Oh, actually, no, you're the youngest. Well, you're not mic'd, so we won't ask you.
What's the question?
What is the abhorrence with hair?
body hair?
I don't know. I just find it annoying, really.
What about
Terrible answer.
yeah?
I'm aware of that. I just feel like,
Let's be honest. Let's just jump to it. The bush. It's a thing of the past.
yep.
Looking
I
for
agree.
answers. I knew he'd shake his head. But like
Thing of the past.
honestly,
And also,
if you're a woman under 40, what
Yep.
percentage of women under 40 have
The 70s bush.
the 70s porn star? Hang on, let me just get out my backhoe bush.
well, I don't know, but none of my friends would have that.
No.
No one.
And
everyone-
if one of
I
your
think it's
friends,
more
if one of
clean
your
as
friends,
well, like it's just more hygienic.
one of
I
your
don't know.
friends had la bush, would
Yeah.
you go? Yeah, listen up, eyes to me. Get rid of that.
Yeah, but see, girls aren't like boys in that we don't all just wander around nude in front of each other. Even in netball in the change rooms, it's the number one asked question I get. Do you all just stand around and naked?
That's the
naked
number.
and
That's the
shower
number
together?
one question.
All the
asked-
time
who
from
asks
boys.
you that?
And I'm like, never.
Oh no! Oh yes, we do. Thinking
Yeah.
about you.
That's
Yeah.
all they
And
ever
we're
ask.
just doing star jumps.
Yeah, because
Everyone thinks it's
Cartwheels,
hilarious.
star jumps.
But not at all. Like, so you don't actually see each other very often.
Right. Well, what is the disgust with pubic hair?
It's
Is it-
just
is it a
neater
byproduct
and
of
cleaner
porn?
to have?
I think
Not
it
much.
is.
I think-
it
I
very
think
much
you're right.
is. Oh yeah. For young men, particularly, I think it is. I think that the idea, well, our generation of like making yourself completely hairless there was just crazy. Who would do that? And where else does it come from? And it's a phobia about body hair. As a man with a very hairy chest, I find very odd. But each to their own. But I do find it. There's something also, particularly for women and for boys too. There's something about it that almost makes it a prepubescent thing when it comes to the removal of hair, which I find a little bit off-putting. I think.
So what, people want to appear younger?
Yeah, so I just
Wow, what a
yes.
young vagina you've got.
Yes.
How
Wow.
did we even get onto this conversation?
I don't know. But
Hair. We were talking about hair.
we went from my alopecia to the 70s bush, which was not my intention at all. But here we are. This is what.
So-
Less body hair, but then I've got hair extensions.
So the
'cause I
take-home
prefer more
message-
hair up here.
let it be free.
No
people.
back crack and sack wax for Frankie.
No.
No.
So if
Just
you're opening a
al natural.
triple X waxing business next to him, yeah, you get nothing.
No, they put hot wax on your rude bits, though.
Oh, they well, I haven't had it done, but boys get the back crack and sack and the around the anus.
No,
be,
they
oh
do
yeah,
not. What are you doing?
the Hershey Highway, boom, and this will hurt a little. What's up? Ah!
I paid for this
Have you had that done before?
Yeah,
Oh.
Tuesday.
because I have had my back done.
I've never had it done.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
do
hate
that.
waxing. I'd never get
No, I
waxed.
didn't love it. I didn't go. I really feel like having a wax today, but yeah, I had it done.
It's how you get laser.
How much did that hurt?
I got used to it.
Really? Oh, so you had it done a bit.
Do you still do it?
Yeah, and when summer comes, I don't want to walk around like a
Yeah,
gorilla.
that's good. I like that.
I mean, I do have standards.
See,
You
Maintenance.
just said before you don't care about your hair.
Oh, but I do it for other people. Like my
Just
wife.
let it grow. We'll shave welcome in it and just put you at the front door.
We need to get you into laser because then you don't have to do it very often.
Is that how that works? Is it?
Yeah. So laser is like almost permanent, not quite, but you might get it done twice a year instead of having to go back all the time.
I thought about doing it for my legs when I'm riding my bike, but you need a whippersnipper down there to get rid of it all.
Just
so
get some
I didn't
clippers.
bother.
Get some clippers. All you do is get hair. You do
No,
that
because
clip.
it grows back after a day.
Oh, enough about your legs.
No, gross. Then it's all prickly.
He's a
Ugh.
man. No, you just clip
But he's doing it
once.
for his wife.
His wife doesn't care.
Hey, he just said.
Oh,
I do
does
it
she?
for
She
my
was very
wife.
happy when I did it. When my back was done. Yeah.
Right. She didn't feel like she was
She said-
hugging Missouri at night time.
Exactly. I was going to say, thank you, McGillo. You finally.
Oh, Anyway, moving
Hi,
right
Lynn.
along.
All right. Well, are we done?
We're done.
We're done.
I've got to go home and call a divorce lawyer because I think I'm going to need one.
Could
after being here
you
with you
wrap
for
this
now.
up, Frankie?
Well, we've got nothing, and I think we got somewhere today, but God only knows where that is. Craig, great to talk to you again.
You too, Francis.
Bianca, good luck with F45.
Oh, thanks. See you next week.
We'll catch you for the next episode of We've Got Nothing in a week's time.